Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. Thank God for another day, right? I want to thank all of you for keeping my purpose alive and well. And I want to thank God for the opportunity to read for all of you. Hopefully you all get a good message. And let me see. Let me begin by reading out of the Bible, little section. Jeremiah 15. Then the Lord said to me, even if Moses and Samuel were to stand before me, my heart would not go out to this people. Send them away from my presence. Let them go. And if they ask you, where shall I go? Tell them, this is what the Lord says. Those destined for death, to death. Those for the sword, to the sword. Those for starvation, to starvation. Those for captivity, to captivity. I will send 4 kinds of destroyers against them, declares the Lord. The sword to kill, and the dogs to drag away, and the birds of the air, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. I will make them abhorrent to all the kingdoms of the earth, because of what Manasseh, son of Hezekiah, king of Judah, did in Israel. Who will have pity on you, O Jerusalem? Who will mourn for you? Who will stop to ask how you are? You have rejected me, declares the Lord. You keep on backsliding. So I will lay hands on you and destroy you. I can no longer show compassion. I will winnow them with a winnowing fork at the city gates of the land. I will bring bereavement and destruction on my people, for they have not changed their ways. I will make them widows more numerous than the sand of the sea. At midday I will bring a destroyer against the mothers of their young men. Suddenly I will bring down on them anguish and terror. The mother of 7 will grow faint and breathe her last. Her sun will set while it is still day. She will be disgraced and humiliated. I will put the survivors to the sword before their enemies, declares the Lord. Alas, my mother, that you gave me birth, a man with whom the whole land strives and contends. I have neither lent nor borrowed, yet everyone curses me. The Lord said, surely I will deliver you for a good purpose. Surely I will make your enemies plead with you in times of disaster and times of distress. Can a man break iron, iron from the north, or bronze? Your wealth and your treasures I will give as plunder without charge. Because all of your sins throughout your country, I will enslave you to your enemies in a land you do not know. For my anger will kindle a fire that will burn against you. You understand, O Lord, remember me and care for me. Avenge me on my persecutors. You are long-suffering, do not take me away. Think of how I suffer reproach for your sake. When your words came, I ate them. They were my joy and my heart's delight, for I bear your name, O Lord God Almighty. I never sat in the company of revelers, never made merry with them. I sat alone because your hand was on me, and you had filled me with indignation. Why is my pain unending, and my wounds grievous and incurable? Will you be to me like a deceptive brook, like a spring that fails? Therefore, this is what the Lord says. If you repent, I will restore you, that you may serve me. If you utter worthy, not worthless words, you will be my spokesman. Let this people turn up to you, but you must not turn to them. I will make you a wall to this people, a fortified wall of bronze. They will fight against you, but will not overcome you, for I am with you to rescue and save you, declares the Lord. I will save you from the hands of the wicked and redeem you from the grasp of the cruel. So that was all of Jeremiah 15. Well, that was the first for me, I believe anyways. I read a lot of scriptures with my grandmother, but she never made us read that much. I mean, like, we would read a paragraph, like I would read a paragraph, then my cousin would read a paragraph, then my brother would read a paragraph, and we just kept going around like that. So you see, when you open your heart to God, you claim Him as your personal Savior, right? It's a relationship between you and the Creator. And once you ask God, what is my purpose? And you can use your gut feeling and say, God, is it this? Am I supposed to be running track and field? Am I supposed to do acrobats? Am I supposed to be a singer? Your gut feeling will basically tell you. And it doesn't have to be one, you could be doing multiple things. It's basically whatever passions fill you, and however you got to be healed. How did you heal yourself, and how did God present Himself in front of you when you were in a bad place and He helped you out, right? So it's all those things, your healing, your love of God, your love of self. You start having a higher perspective instead of being in the chaotic mindset. Okay, so moving forward, let's see. We have miracles now. Excuse me, I feel like I have a frog in my throat. I share my light with the world. Are you a singer? Are you a dancer? Are you an athlete? Are you a daredevil? Like, I hate to use the word devil, but are you one of those that like excitement? Like, would you jump out of a plane and be a parachuter? And would you enjoy doing that for your life, your life work? You could be going around to different countries, and you could be jumping out of a plane, and you could have your GoPro on and videotape the footage of what it looks like below, and then you can recap it later and say, oh, well, I'm in South America. I don't know, Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, and you can talk about the descent down, and you can talk about how much courage it took for you to do that. You could talk about how it built up to where did you have to really focus on the jump like months before, or are you just one of those people that say, let's go skydiving, kind of thing, so it's kind of whatever you are passionate about that you will share with the world. And again, you'll be sharing how you've made that transformation to where you were 2 years ago to where you are today. And then in 2 more years, you'll go back and say, well, I've really grown since 2 years ago. Here's where I was at 2 years ago, and here I am today. So it's sharing your life experiences that you love, even the bad experiences, so people can see, hey, this dude, he always walked around with his head down, and he started turning around when he let God come into his life. Now he's happy, he's jolly, he's very expressive. Before he was just like very dull. Like he was like, I guess this person could be like captivating, right? But then at the same time, because of the hurt that he's had in the past, he becomes really dull, and he lost like confidence within himself. Maybe something happened when he was a kid, maybe something happened recently, and you know, it's heartbreaking, right, to see someone who has so much potential and they can't get through the tough times probably because they haven't experienced maybe a really, really, really bad one. Because once you have a really, really bad one, all the other ones that you went through look simple, right? So, and I'm not trying to take away from this person and what he's going through. I'm just saying that sometimes people don't want your help, you know. Why do they not want your help? Because maybe they think you're going to not be confidential about it, and you're going to blab it all over town. Oh, yeah, you know that guy Johnny? He was this and he was that, and I helped him, you know. But, you know, people who have God within their hearts, right, they're going to hold on to that confidentiality, and they're going to say, hey, Johnny, you know, now that you got healed, you need to tell your story. I don't want to tell your story. That's your story. I have my own stories to tell. So it's a matter of having the good and bad in your life and appreciating both equally, because the good is joyous, the bad is not joyous, but you learn and grow from that. Okay, so, you know, you guys out there, come on, share your light with the world, okay? That's a good lesson today. Share your light with the world. So I know I've talked to you all about, you know, not eating too much meat. And, well, I love the taste of beef when, you know, like when you put it on the grill or something like that, or, you know, if it's a nice roast. But I don't really want to eat a lot of it. And pork's the same. And chicken, I never want to say I never want to eat meat again, but sometimes I feel a little guilty about eating it. I won't eat lamb, and I won't eat bunnies. I won't eat squirrels. I think I'm gonna try to stick around seafood as much as I can. I'm not sure. So, moving forward, I think healthy mind, body, and soul. If you have anything that you would have concerns about, and if you wanted to email me, right now is probably a good time because my calendar is not too full, you know. I'm not sure how God's going to be blessing this channel, but for now, I mean, I could just answer questions and try to help you guys through things. So basically my exercise thing is like 10 to 12 minutes for my weights. And then I walk about, well, like 2 times a day. I walk about 1 mile. Yeah, about 1 mile. And then I'm trying to eat better, eat more greens and eat more fruit. And I eat like potatoes, but I don't, I boil them and I don't put that much butter on it because it tastes real good with a lot of butter, right? But I try to minimize how much butter I use. And what else? Yeah, I've incorporated a lot more fruits and vegetables, fresh vegetables into my diet, and less meat. So if you want to try it out, you can try it out. Everybody has a different likes of what vegetables they like. I grew up here in Central California, and we have everything here. So we were never allowed growing up to not like things. If we didn't like peas, we had to sit at the table until we ate it, you know. And it's not that I didn't like them. I don't like them overcooked when they look a little brownish. I like them when they're like green, like fresh green, right? Okay, so I shared some of my diet with you. Here we go. Your sole purpose. And this is a writer. And I know I just read about this, but This deck only has so many cards. How many cards does it have? Doesn't really say on the outside of it. But anyways, getting through them it doesn't take too much time. But in case someone wants to hear it again, as well as there's some that haven't got to hear it, I'll go ahead and read it. Let's see. This is education. Writer. Okay. And the affirmation. My creative juices are flowing. My mind is clear and bright. I always find the right words when speaking or writing, and people listen to me. Okay? A writer is an author of some type of content. An author writes books, poems, scripts, articles, research papers, or even policies. They can also be the originators of plans and computer program designers. Essentially, you are a writer every time you create stories in your mind, jot down your feelings in a journal, send an email or text, or even produce a piece of music. When you draw the writer and Angelite card, take note of what you are writing into your life script. This card appears because it is time to write it down, whatever it is, regardless of whether you want your written words published or just want to do some journaling. Place a piece of Angelite next to your keyboard or journal and write some more. Let your stream of consciousness burgeon forth without pausing to correct grammar or to cross a T, but rather flow and let the information and ideas stream forth. Listen to your inner voice and note down what you are hearing or thinking. Do not filter what you are hearing. As a writer, you will later return to the stream of consciousness to flesh out ideas and concepts and redevelop the content for truth and logical grammar, correct information. An light angel sits on my desk on the right side as a reminder that the heavenly realm is bringing forth inspiration through me as I write. The light blue energy of the throat chakra aids in clarity regarding the written word. Its calming energy relieves stress and unnecessary mind chatter. The inner quiet is an ally. As a writer, silence is imperative for me so I can hear what needs to be written. Okay? Next we have the mermaids. And today we have patience. Patience. I've learned a lot of patience and still find sometimes I'm impatient. So it's a practicing thing. Yes, practice patience. It's helpful to let go of any expectations and surrender to life as it reveals itself. The reward of patience is patience. This mermaid is being patient. She trusts in life and in the process of allowing her path to unfold in the most perfect way. She knows the universe doesn't make mistakes, so she waits in the watery depths, knowing all is well and what is meant to be will be at the right time. Yes, she has wishes and dreams, hopes and fears, but she doesn't allow them to interfere with the unfolding of her life. And this part of her experience means being patient. Whatever it is you're hoping for, it's important to trust and practice patience at this time. You could try focusing on something else to distract your mind from any yearnings. Perhaps someone around you needs to be patient, or maybe they're being impatient with you. If the latter is the case, you need to clearly and lovingly tell them you cannot be rushed in this situation. Simply ask them to be patient with you. When you are able to practice patience, everything flows in a more natural and harmonious way. The pressure of expectations and hopes takes a back seat, allowing peace and space to prevail. If you're feeling impatient, ask yourself why. Do you feel something will be taken away from you if whatever it is you're waiting for doesn't happen or appear quickly? If this is the case, know that what is meant for you won't pass you by. This simple explanation, when deeply and fully understood, should set your mind at rest. Okay, let's see. Next we have the native spirit, and we have gathering your tribe. So our tribe right now is 80, and then me is 81. So thank you all again. It's a true blessing, even just to have 2 digits. I mean, I'm not saying I'm incapable of reading or anything like that, or I'm not worthy. It's just, you know, I'm still like the onion, right? Peeling back each layer. So my life has changed a lot, and I thank God for everything, you know. Without God, we would just be a pillar of salt. We would be nothing. Okay. Gathering your tribe. You are loved and you are lovable. You deserve love. Support in all forms is flowing to you. You can relax. There is so much love around you. Communicate from your heart. Share your truth. You are safe. Diminish your time with those who do not empower you or believe in you. Your native spirit wants you to know, if the gathering your tribe card chooses you, this means that sustenance in all forms is flowing into your life. Your people are those who resonate with you. Your people can include animals, plants, minerals, and trees, just as well as people. Be willing to ask for what you want in life. This is the time to put your needs before the needs of others. Your tribe is waiting to support and nurture you as you nurture yourself. Sometimes your friends are more your family than blood relatives. Find your people and cherish them. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. I know I've read this before, but that's a pretty cool little sentence right there. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Okay, the journey. Spend time with friends and family members who see the best in you. Do not spend time with dream stompers. Take classes, share meals, take time to find your people. You will live longer and be happier. Next we have, there's the feather, divine feather, and we have the loon, which is a type of duck, right? Well, maybe it's not related. I mean, it swims and flies, I'm sure. Okay. Kind of looks like a duck to me. Loon is a rather large water bird with tremendous swimming abilities. Mostly associated with the water element, loon sounds its haunting and primary cry during the in-between times of the day. Its call, sometimes sounding like a laugh or other times like a howl, is regarded as a true call of the wild. Many myths and stories describe the loon's cry as a wake-up call to a new state of consciousness. There are also tales connecting the loon to the fairy world, dream realms, and astral travel. This feather messenger urges you to pay attention to your dreams. Dreams are the extension of the unseen worlds, whether from our subconscious minds or from the many realms beyond this physical world. With the presence of the loon, your dreams may seem more colorful and filled with more symbolism and messages. Keep a dream journal to record what you experience. Your dreams may be calling your attention to certain situations or giving you valuable input. Now is the time to listen and be aware. Energies, dreams, messages, consciousness. The season is summer. The element is air and water. The color is black and white. And the affirmation, my dreams and visions are powerful, vibrant, and clear. Okay, next. we have the animal messages. And we have the rhino. See, he's got a bird riding on his little hump, his shoulders. Okay, rhino. Here it is. Still the chatter within to see your true path in life. Ancient behemoth repository of primordial wisdoms. Wow, that's quite a sentence. Rhino, like supreme masters, has no need for society. Rhino stands sturdily in your cards to counsel that you still the constant chatter in your head. Take time out of the hectic socializing and simply be. At first, your mind will echo with 1,000 thoughts, but soon it will quieten, and the true nature of your path and dreams will make themselves known. And with Rhino by your side, you may turn them into reality. And here comes a train. Is that a confirmation for someone out there? I don't know. You'd have to let me know. So next, what are we doing? Next we're doing the Tattoo Tarot. Let's see. So I thank God my dog he's all healed. The lump in his neck is gone. And he actually ate a regular sized meal today. So I just have to keep monitoring. Pretty sure what happened was I feed him jerky, and if I give him the piece whole, he'll just try to swallow it whole, and then he chokes. I was making him use his back teeth, his side, like in the back, his molars or whatever, and I'd hold on to the piece of jerky and make him pull on it. So he probably got a little anxious trying to get the piece broken, and probably got jammed down in between his teeth or against his gum or something. But he's doing so much better. And he's my little buddy, so I thank God that he's all healed up. Okay, so pretty sure that I pre-did these cards. I'm going to do a couple more shuffles. So I'm committing to quitting smoking again. And I haven't had a cigarette since... earlier in the day, I would say. What time is it right now? Oh, probably about, 10 o'clock this morning. And not really urging for one, but, I have things that kind of trigger me, like lighters. I use the lighter to light the candles. So having lighters laying around reminds me of, like a pack of cigarettes right next to them, right? So I just have to turn it off and say no more. And then I take this medicine. I'm supposed to take it every day, but I told my doctor I'm taking it every other day. What I didn't tell her was I'm taking it every other day, Monday through Friday. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday I take my medicine for my diabetes, which I was close to the number, and she wanted me to get on it. And then I started eating grapefruit like every day or every other day. And my last doctor visit, the numbers came down like 40 points. So she just wanted to confirm that maybe I don't need to be on that medicine, because doctors' rules are always, once you start taking that kind of stuff, it's forever. And that's not really a good mindset for the people, right? They should tell you, if you eat better, if you start exercising, if you do this, if you do that, you can change the outcome. But they always, every medicine I ever got, you'll be on it forever. That's not my intentions. That's not what I want in my life. And I believe once you get, right now I'm taking 3 meds, a water pill and then a heart pill for my blood pressure. And that's hereditary. But I really believe that if I'm able to totally quit smoking, and I haven't drank in years. If I have a drink, it's like an occasional, like a glass of wine, or I might be at some friend's house and they might offer me a cocktail or two, but it's not a norm. I don't go out of my way to buy liquor or beer. And I want to start my exercise program again, starting Monday. And I'm just want to work on myself and make sure my dog's taken care of. So I still want to do my readings and all, so don't worry about that. I'm going to fit it all in. Because, I just need to have a steady day, right? I can't just, sometimes I feel like I'm living in limbo. I wait in limbo for the readings to get processed, and then I already have my cards laid out, like already pulled. I just pull them out and get them shuffled and stuff, and then when I'm ready to go, I'm ready for the next one already, so in order to get a nice amount of messages out to you all, then, I got to do what I got to do. So, and I also want to take care of myself and have like another transformation. I've transformed so many times and it feels good. Anyways, okay, so let me put my cuts on there. And then we'll see what's at the bottom. I'm going to do one more cut. Okay. Okay, the Hierophant's at the bottom. The Hierophant, he is like religious, and I would say he's like he has the inner knowing, and his match would be like the High Priestess. So he's traditional. He's traditional. He has his set rituals, and he does ceremony, religion, religious practices. He has hopefully a higher level of morality. And I say that because you hear so many bad things, like right now the Mormons, I think, is having a situation where they've been abusing kids, and then of course the Catholic, that's been going on for years. Okay, so they are people of instruction, philosophy, universal law, forgiveness, humility, vulnerability. If they want to be out of sorts, they'll be like a tyrant. Okay, so this person was at the bottom. And there's some good cards at the bottom. So I'll just let you know what's down. So 8 of Cups. So someone needs to walk away. There's the Judgment card. There's the Empress. There's the Wheel of Fortune. And there's Justice. So, and then the Hierophant. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. We have the 8 of Cups saying someone needs to walk away. Are they walking away from the Queen of Coins, or is the Queen of Coins walking away from somebody? Somebody wants victory. Someone wants to celebrate. And like I said, my cards are never upside down. This is upside down, so either whoever this is, male or female, right? Because it's just the energy of the card, had 10 of Swords in their back. And they said, you know what? Look at me. Do you see what I'm holding? Do you see my crown? Do you think I really deserve that? It could be, she's pulled all the swords out and said, I'm walking away. Because I have victory coming. And I'm not going to live this life that way. I'm going to get rid of all those swords. It's not part of my life anymore. Okay, that's having it in her back. And the next card underneath that is the death card. So in order for her, whoever she is, man or woman, there's been a judgment. Someone is bumping up to the Empress or the Emperor, depending upon who this reading is for, male or female. The wheel's turning, and they don't want to lose the opportunity. It's their justice to receive what they want, what they've been praying for, what they've been praying for. Again, this could be male or female, put it where it goes. I've had 10 swords in my back. I was able to pull each one of them out by myself with no help from anyone but God Almighty. Dear God, give me my justice. You know, I've spoken to the Hierophant, and I told him what my needs were and how people have used and abused me. Bring my justice in, Lord, please. I want the victory. I handled all those swords and I'm still walking. I'm not crippled. I'm not maimed. I'm fully whole. By your grace, dear God. God says, I'm going to put an end to that. So it never happens to you again. I'm going to protect you. And I'm going to have people in the human form to be there to protect you as well. You're going to walk away from what you once knew as normal. And you're going to see just how abnormal it really is. When you see what God's going to give you. He's going to turn the wheel in your fortune. He's going to elevate you to the Empress. And he's going to see that those people who did that to you receive their judgment. Okay? So that's not all the reading. I'm going to turn the cards over now. See what's on the top. So at the bottom, there's more swords. And two more queens. All right, so still as it may, let's see what's on the top. The 4 swords, that's inheritance. God's going to see that you receive your inheritance that people tried to take from you. See, maybe those people were guilty of trying to take your inheritance away, to knock you off your status as an empress, to try to take the wheel of fortune and put it in their name instead of yours. Maybe they tried to get you to walk away from it so they can try to make it yours. Make it theirs. And God said, no. It's going to be a death. There's going to be a death. Now, it could be a, not a real death, but, who knows? I guess it could be a real death. So, you made my person suffer with 10 swords. And it's over now. She or he withstood the test of time. Now they're going to walk away. They got a lot of good stuff coming to them. All they had to do was walk away, and they had to learn a lot. Look at all these cards that are good. These are all really good cards, so male or female, put it where it belongs. You had this in your back, you took it all out, you didn't ask for any help, you just dealt with it and you kept things moving. You want your inheritance that was promised to you. You're putting this to rest, to death. Now, all you people, that's 10 people out there that try to screw you over, okay? You're not going to be part of my life. You're dead to me. I'm going in another direction. You're not allowed to come because of how you treated me. I have a wheel of fortune. I'm bossing up to an empress or emperor. Judgment is being called on you as well as me. The judgment on you is, you know those 10 swords you put in my back? Well, you're going to get your own 10 swords to deal with. Okay? And I have nothing to do with that. That's between you and God and how. It's because of what you did. Okay? What you've done in the past. If you've done bad in the past and the judgment card comes out, hello, that means you're going to get everything back what you put out to the world. And someone's going to have a victory. And I would say it wouldn't be the one receiving 10 swords back, right? And that's the justice. And a Hierophant. Well, these two together, you kind of would think they're very powerful, right? Because he's like the Pope. I'm not even sure if you guys could see these cards. I might put it in the right spot. It's like he's the Pope, and then this is the highest court justice in the world, right? So, kind of get it, right? Is it fitting into your story? Whatever doesn't fit, don't force it, okay? Whatever part of the journey you're on, no matter what the readers say, stay positive. Stay positive on what you want in your life. Because I'll tell you, if you're like me, and I go tipsy-turvy, and, you know, I ride this roller coaster ride with different readers. One says jump, and the other one says wait, you know, and it could be one reader can read, oh, it's time to go, and then the next card saying, relax, take your time. So you have to discern all of that, how it fits in your story, whether it fits or not. And sometimes I kind of think, oh, sometimes just give me a break from tarot for a week and see if I can figure it out. But I get a lot of really good messages here, and it's hard for me to walk away because I feel like this is where I'm spiritually, you know, connecting with the Creator, Spirit and all. So, I don't know. People might say it's some sort of addiction, but it's my journey, right, to protect myself. And sometimes I feel maybe my intuition is not up to par, and I have to trust my intuition more, just like I ask you to trust your intuition. So it's not like I'm trying to tell you to do something that I don't do myself, but none of us are perfect. We all have to be reminded that to know better is to do better, right? So I'm not trying to tell you to do something that I don't do, because I normally do try to stay in alignment. I'm just saying that sometimes I feel like, again, that's my mind, right? I feel good when I'm doing the readings, and I feel good when I'm listening to them. And I've learned to not take everything the reader says to heart. Just take a deep breath. Does that apply with me? No, it doesn't. Okay, I'll put that to the side. And then next week it could come in, that whatever it is, you know, or it could have happened 10 years ago. I don't know. Everybody has their own story, so this is part of that's part of the inheritance, right? Love. 9 of Cups is almost having everything that you have. Like, okay, for her, she's done this all for herself. She's filled her whole life with love through all of the bad situations that she got caught up in. She's learned that God will bless her when she gets on her path and listens to his guidance, that justice always prevails, that the Hierophant is a God-fearing, God-loving, higher moral kind of dude. And part of her victory is her learning how to love herself. She's putting the death to her old ways and saying, yeah, that life really wasn't that good. You know, it was fun while it lasted and I've outgrown it. Okay, so this is everything that she has coming in. She knows that she has to walk away from what was so that, again, she could have all of this blessing. She's going to get bumped up to the Empress. Remember her. Nine of Cups means you've done all the work on yourself and you're ready to be blessed with your true love, your true here on earth love. But, you know, there's always divine timing, and I'm not trying to discourage anyone, but your partner might not be, because everybody has to have their own Nine of Cups, right? So they can take one cup and share it. So it could be that. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is, to me, in this reading, is saying all the cups have been tried. The only one that stayed true was that one. So it's the experiences that took her through memory lane, through past times, good times, bad times, trying new things. You know, this one rang true. So if that's true, that could be her partner who we're waiting on, right? That's doing all this and saying, oh, that's the one I want. Which if he had that cup and that was her, right? So that's a possibility. We've got to flip a few more cards. Ten of coins. See, there's more victory, right? To have all the love and all the, you know, the comfortable lifestyle. You have all of your needs right there. All of your material needs are right there. So, you know, you ask God to come into your heart. You ask him from the deepest part of your heart. You ask for forgiveness in the most truest way. You work on yourself. You get, it's like solitary confinement, right? And you try to figure out who you are, where you're supposed to go, what have you learned from the past. You know, are you going to keep repeating lessons, or are you going to understand that you've received the signs that says you have an inheritance, right? You have an inheritance. If you just listen to God and tell him, reach out to him, tell him. He's waiting for you to answer the call. He wants you to bump up, man or woman, to the Empress or the Emperor, so he could turn your fate into this, instead of this and that, right? Put that to rest. Put it totally to death and say, I'm not living that life. I don't care who you are or what you think you are to me, but I'm more important. I put myself first. I'm tired of putting everybody else before me. It's my time to worry about me. And if you can't respect that, if you can't understand that all these years, all these months, all these days, I've given you everything. I've blood, sweat, and tears were all for you. And look, you never gave any of it back, because if you gave it back, I wouldn't be asking for that. So no, shoo fly, go away. Right? That's what I say, shoo fly, go away. Like what have you done to better yourself? Right? So the truest one is going to have the justice. Keep saying the same thing in different ways. Justice and victory. Love and finances. And all you have to do is get on your path in your truest form, because God knows if you don't be trying to bullshit with God, okay? Don't be pretending, oh God, I do fear you and I do love you and I want to do this, and then he's going to bless you a little bit, right? He's going to bless you a little bit. He's going to say, okay, I'll give you that much justice. You get that much justice and you get that much love. Okay? And then when he asks you to do something and you say, no, I changed my mind, then he's going to take all of these and he's going to turn it that way. Because you're not keeping up to your promise. If you promise yourself that you're going to live a better life and you're going to do whatever it takes, don't turn your back on yourself. Because if you turn your back on yourself, there's no one there that's going to be able to help you except for these guys who are going to pretend to help you. They're going to try to bring it back to life so they could keep doing this to you. Is that what you want? No, this is what you want. I mean, I can only imagine what that life would be like. It would be like having no worries. Totally, this is another way to think about it. All these people did this to me. They tried to actually kill me. All right? They tried to destroy me, my mind, body, and soul. And I was so close to letting it happen. And justice, I put it to death. And I did it in a loving way. I didn't retaliate. I didn't even get upset. I just said, hey, look, I really know what you guys are trying to do to me. And, I thought you guys were really my friends. I thought you really cared for me. I thought you really loved me. I thought that since I had your back these months, these years, now I see that the whole time you were trying to get close to me just so you could figure out how to burn me. You got close to me just to figure out how many times you could stab me in the back. And this could be just God, if you leave in the right way. I love you guys, but you guys don't even love yourself, so how could I expect you to love me? I'm out. What do they say nowadays? Peace out. And when you do that and you turn around and walk away from negativity, God is going to put his own justice on those people, because they all knew you had a special path, right? But they never told you. You were the last to find out. And who did you find out from? A tarot reader? And then they were telling you the tarot reader was lying? And you still believed them because you always believed them. You always believed that they were for you just like you were for them. Then you realize that was a crock of shit, right? You leave and you say, I can't expect you to love me because you don't love yourself. So I'm going to go this way, far, far away from you, and I'm going to start loving on myself. Because I'm figuring it out that you all never loved me. You pretended to love me because you wanted me to keep giving into all these different relationships just to keep me from my path. Peace out. in another lifetime, people. Out. And then here comes God. He's going to give you that. You're going to have victory for yourself. You're going to have times of healing. You're going to have time of recuperating. You're going to have time of crying and laughing and appreciating everything about yourself. Learning, growing from bad situations that had some good little spurts in there. And you're going to free yourself from that. You're going to have your own little private victory. And God will get you on the right path to have that. And once you do all that, and there's so much to be thankful for, right? I mean, look at the time when the toilet paper was saying, oh, they're going to run out. Did you ever run out? Thank God you didn't, right? If you were on the island, you'd be having to get banana leaves, out here you'd have to go get the cabbage green leaves, or the cauliflower, the broccoli leaves that aren't part of the actual, edible part. There's so much to be thankful for. So when you start being thankful for the little things, thank God I have clean clothes. Thank God I have a car that runs. Thank God, my nephew worked on it and it passed inspection. Thank God that I have gas in it. Thank God I have my dog to have company with. People think he's my protector, but he's really just my little baby, okay? He barks like a big dog. He eats like a little dog, but really he's just my little baby. I'm really his protector. But anyways, I'm thankful for having a roof over my head. I'm thankful I live in the same town where my ancestors are all at the cemetery. I'm thankful that I can go to the beach 6 miles down the road. It's finally open, and I did get to enjoy it recently, and I want to make a couple more trips out there. I'm thankful that Guadalupe is one of the most blessed little towns, I would say, in the whole country, because there's hardly no crimes. I think 2 years ago an officer accidentally shot someone, which was, I don't really know what the outcome was. I can only tell you that someone was in their car in the middle of the night, whatever, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. They were out searching for somebody, and that somebody was running down this little lane or something, and I'm not sure what happened, but the cop was shooting at someone running away from him, which I could never understand that, and that's just what I heard. It's nothing I know for facts because I wasn't there, but one of the bullets went into a car that had someone's dad in there, someone's dad that was from Mexico. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had his papers or whatever, but, it wasn't his time to die. Well, possibly, it's God works in mysterious ways. Maybe it was his time to die, but in the eyes of this law in the world, that he wasn't supposed to die. So, the family had to collect money to send the body back to Mexico so they could have the proper funeral around, maybe he had sisters and brothers that never made it to the U.S., or, he was here, I know, with his children. Everything, I mean, that's not a good synopsis or whatever. That's not a good analogy of someone that's supposed to die when they die, I mean, usually, like, someone's sick. It's really tragic when someone gets shot and dies. However, I forgot what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. There's timing for everything, and none of us know what time it is going to be for us. So we should prepare ourselves, and we should learn where we've gone wrong in our past without judging ourselves, without beating ourselves up. Those are the things you did in the past that were bad. Okay, we all did stuff that were bad, right? You can't say, oh, I'm a bad person. I don't deserve to have God forgive me. You have to speak to God, because I can't tell you what God's going to answer to you. I can tell you He's forgiving. I can tell you He's loving. I can tell you, there's probably a whole bunch of people that leave and come back, leave and come back, leave and come back. It's called backpedaling, right? Obviously, they haven't learned their lessons. They keep going backwards. When, if you really learned your lessons and you really understand that, my soul depends on it. My soul, there is life after death. So if I just run this world however I want to run, there's no guarantee what's going to happen to my soul. So I better straighten up for me. My grandma and grandpa, who have passed away, they would want me to do that. My mom and dad, they would want me to do that. My passed away brothers, they would want me to do that. My passed away sisters would want me to do that. Because there is life after death. If you don't believe there's life after death, then go live the world the way you want. It's not the right way, but if I can't express to someone that I've seen the signs. My mom came to me, I don't know how many days after she died. I'm pretty sure it was after the funeral. And I don't even remember what the funeral date was, to tell you the truth. But she came to me at the foot of the bed. My oldest sister has the picture that I painted here recently. I didn't even realize what I was painting until I got done. And I realized that, I knew I was doing a picture of my mom, but I didn't realize it was that night that she came to me until I was finished with it. So I did work for my cousins, and right at, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when the fog starts rolling in, it gets really dark. And I was pulling nails out of a wall. I was on a ladder pulling nails with a hammer out of the wall. They had all these pictures up on the wall that they had taken down and just left the nails, and I had to patch the holes, and I had to sand it, and I had to paint it, prime it and paint it. And when I was at the part where I was pulling the nails out of the wall, it was, like I said, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It started getting a little dark in there, and I was in there by myself. So I stepped off the ladders. Right at my eye level, there were 4 nails, upright. All the nail heads were right in a row against the wall. And I said to myself, wow, what's that? So I got my finger and I touched one of them. I didn't know what I was going to expect. I expected it to kind of stay there. So the nail heads were all facing the ceiling. And there was 4 of them right in a row on the wall at my eye level. So I think I was thinking if I touched it, it was just going to stay there. So I touched the first one. I touched it and it fell to the floor. Then I said, oh, I'm going to touch the next one. So then I touched the next one. It did the same thing. I said, oh, I'm going to go get my cell phone. I'm going to videotape it. Then I was videotaping it and I was talking, saying that there was 4 of them and I already touched 2. So I touched the next one. On video, it fell. And I touched the last one. On video, it fell. So I picked up a nail. I said, let me see, maybe there's a magnet behind the wall, right there. And that's why they were there, right? I was trying to explain why 4 nails were right there on the wall. With all the hammer part, the little flat part where you hammer, all of them were upright. So I picked one up and kind of put it in the same area, and I put the head up, and I let go of it and it fell. Now that happened 2 years ago. Okay? So just as I'm telling you this story right now, that was a message from God 1111. What does 1111 mean in the angel numbers? God just told me right now, like I couldn't understand it at the minute. All of a sudden, it resonated with me. 1111. Angel number. And I actually sent that video to a couple people. And they couldn't understand what it was. I was like, it was 4 nails on the wall. Couldn't you see I was touching them and they were falling down? Okay. In numerology, the angel number 1111 is said to be a sign from guardian angels to take in information about the world and become aware of one's impact. It is also said to represent growth and enlightenment and to prompt one to pursue spiritual development and lead life with purpose. Do you see? It just resonated with me what the 4 nails on the wall meant. Now, had I looked it up way back then, I would have probably wanted to hear another sign from God, but basically, it says, take in information about the world and become aware of. I needed to become aware of what impact that I could put on the world. So if you see 1111, that's what it means for you too, okay? And it could resonate for you right now. So it says, spiritually, 1111 represents growth and enlightenment. It prompts you to actively pursue spiritual development and embrace your path with compassion. Okay? A spiritual wake-up call, prompting you to pay attention to your thoughts and intentions. And that's the other thing is, Grandma said never hate anybody. You can hate what they've done, but you can't hate them. And the reason why you can't hate them, because, what comes around goes around. Right? So, the other thing too is I heard a reader say that there was someone out there who was more forgiving than deserving. Like, okay, say it's me, right? And say someone's really mean to me, and I was like, it's water underneath the bridge, forget it, it's good. Just make sure you don't do that again, The thing that you have to do after you accept someone's apology is you have to let them know this is the real deal now. I'm putting up this boundary. I'm letting you know. If it ever happens again, you will never enter into my life again. And if they love you, if they care about you that much, they're not going to do it again. If they press you, then you have to stand in your power and you have to say, hey, I gave you the 411 on it and look what you did. Okay, so let me see. I want to do the Joanne thing. Let me see if she comes up. And you could always Google it too. I like doing it for you guys because I'm learning at the same time. So kind of like, because I feel like God rewards me, right? So God's rewarding me for me wanting to know about myself as well as you out there. Okay, it's not just all about me, right? I'm here for you just as well as you're here for you, and you're here for me. Right? Okay, where's she at? Alright, let me try one more thing before I kind of end this reading. Let's see. Scribe by Joanne. Oh, here we go. I'm not going to read. Okay, it says, we create our own realities with our thoughts, beliefs, intentions, and action. The repeating number 1 is most often the first sequence that appears to many people. Once it's acknowledged, it's a combination of new messages, life experience, directions, and opportunities. Many people associate with the repeating 1111 wake-up call. See, upon noticing 1111, you may begin to see an increase of synchronicities and unlikely and miraculous coincidences appearing in your life. Okay, so as well as a physical reality and experience to signal the upcoming change or shift. Okay, it says it signifies an energetic gateway has opened up for you, and this will rapidly manifest your thoughts into reality. And it talks about abundance and manifesting, creating your experiences and your realities, and positive affirmations and optimistic attitude manifest your desires. So whoever's out there who sees 1111, when you see it, if you're driving down the road, like not the highway, but good Lord, but if you're like, say you're over at Walmart and you look at the clock, it says 1111, pull over and get a stall and manifest. Tell God, look, God, you know, I do have this house and I'm thankful for it, Lord, but, you know, I'd love to have the interior and exterior painted. Lord, I want to manifest that into my life. And then you just believe it and let it go. And soon it'll show up, you know? Soon it'll show up to where, oh yeah, you know, I'm doing my income tax, so I'm paying this and that off. And look, I still have $5,000 left over that I can pay someone to paint it, or I can save money and do it myself, you know? Whatever it is that you're searching for, okay? Because we want testimony that 1111, it says that God will ask us to manifest. I mean, you know, like that would be a good time period to manifest. And then, yeah, I manifested. So my ex-husband's oldest sister, we were visiting her in Las Vegas one Christmas year, and they brought us to Opportunity Village, where all the handicapped adults have jobs. And, you know, a lot of local businesses donate money and help the project to train the handicapped people how to do jobs so they can make their own money. And well, we were there, and there was a car there. I'm not sure what kind of Mercedes it was, but it was bigger than the 450 SL. What's after that, I don't know. But anyways, so my sister-in-law at the time says, oh, I bought a ticket. It was a $100 ticket. I was like, wow. I was like, good luck with that. And then she kept talking about it, just like here and there. She's like, oh, I wonder what time they're going to have the drawing so I could take my car home. I just laughed at her like, wow. And then right before we left, she said something about it again. Oh, my car. And then we get home, and the phone rang about a half an hour after she crawled in bed, and they said, come down and get your car. You want it. I was like, oh my God, I'll never discount her words again. But yeah, so it's the power of your manifestation and how well you already attract. You have to build yourself up, right? The secret is to build yourself up, not to be snobby, not to be, oh, I'm better than you, to be even killed within mind, body, and soul, and have the love of God and the protection of God around you. And, you know, there's a time to manifest, and there's a time to pray. You know, there's a time to accept that it could happen or couldn't happen, but of course you want it to happen, so you have to speak it into life. This is basically what she did. So that is a true manifestation story. I can tell you it's true. I wouldn't make up something like that. But anyways, we're an hour and 14 minutes in. I hope this reading was good for you guys. I really appreciate you. I love you so much, because without you, where would I be? Okay, so Thank you so much. I'm sending you love, light, peace, harmony, hope, trust, and healing. God bless you all. We'll see you on the next reading. Aloha. And don't forget to check out the prayer below. All right, see you at the next one.